Come on, let's go.
Hurry up.
I was grabbing a beer.
Welcome to PorchTlk, the podcast where some 20-somethings talk about their lives, talk about your lives, help you figure out your life along the way. I'm Eric.
Ezra, Brock Road Elementary, class of 06, valedictorian.
And this is Miss Paige Lee.
We are back. Paige is graciously joining us once again. We do have some breaking news, and I'm just going to throw it to Commissioner Lawrence on his ruling that he had to make earlier this morning regarding Morgan Francis Miller.
Morgan Francis Miller was suspended today. She will be suspended until the end of summer. Hopefully, we can get her back by the fall. For all the alleged stories, the assumptions out there, did TikTok say we had to set her down for a little? Maybe. It might have been Spotify. Somebody did reach out and they let us know she's got to be set, and it was warranted.
Yeah, so we won't have Morgan on for the rest of the summer. We take these suspensions and allegations very seriously.
We do.
And it was swift justice was served today. That's all we're going to speak on at this moment, though.
Paige, is there anything you'd like to add?
No, just missing her already.
Might get canceled for comments like
I was
that.
about to say, boy.
I mean, we don't really and haven't talked politics for a while, but we have to just start this off like Trump got shot at straight like that.
Crazy. Because, like, by no means do you want your president getting murked on national TV. It's not a good look for anybody. I don't wish death on anybody, even the people I do not like. So I just think it's a bad look for us as a country. It's an even better look for him, though, because he took that shit like a G. I hate it. I hate what this is going to do for his fans. Minutes later, the memes, he took a bullet for our country, were flooding social media. And it's like, damn, like, the fist pump in front of the flag? Is he
Toughest
goated?
photo.
Like,
Toughest
it might
photo,
be,
dude.
Barack Obama in 08 might not be able to beat this nigga right now.
Damn. Yeah. When we heard the news, we were like hanging out with friends. And we're like, oh shit. We'd like start going on Twitter, and it was like we saw the photo, and I was like, that's it. That seals it. That photo just seals it. It's unfortunate, but it seals it for him. I mean, he already had it sealed regardless.
Yeah, he definitely
Biden was too
had it.
old, but oof.
I get that shirt. I'd wear it. Nah, I wouldn't, but that shit's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough when they start printing it.
I was gonna say, if he's not already selling it, it's a rookie move. That's got to be out there day one.
If they're not selling it, I might start. Come on, man. Money is
I've already
money.
seen white women
I was
live
gonna say,
on TikTok trying to sell their like cricket shirts. So somebody else beat you to it. Yeah.
Fuck. They beat me to it. Smart.
I was gonna say, honestly, like there'd be so much money if you, as soon as that happened, you just made a little site, threw up shirts, all proceeds going to Trump. They're not going to Trump,
I
and then
would
just
be at his
pocketing it.
next rally. Post it up.
Ooh,
They'd buy it. You could probably sell it for $50. Niggas would buy it.
you'll probably see 50 of them out there.
Yeah. Damn.
Honestly, it's insane.
Definitely insane. Definitely give him like a GOAT moment in history because like not a lot of our presidents have been shot at and caught on camera. None of them got the fist pump in front of the flag, which leads me to question like, was this shit staged? This was too perfect. It was too perfect. Niggas fist pumping in front of a flag right after getting shot at. Like,
I'm just saying,
man.
if you were actually getting shot at, I feel like he would have been like shitting himself. I don't feel like the normal reaction would just be to like kneel down. And I don't understand why the Secret Service was like, yeah, let him get this picture really quick instead of like picking his ass up and carrying him away. It just seems a little weird, but what do I know?
That's because Secret Service not used to dealing with real G's like Trump. Like, come on.
Okay.
Yeah, they were trying to get him out of here. He was like, hold on, let me put my shoes on. Like, my man was just like, I got to get ready. He's like, I knew it. I knew in the moment. Just started yelling, fight. What is
Hey,
going on?
he ain't want to look weak,
No, definitely not.
and he didn't. He looked stronger than ever.
Biden would have been on the ground, not getting back up. Been done for.
I seen something that said the ricochet would have killed Biden. I was like, come on, man, the pain. I feel bad because like Kevin was telling me about a tweet he seen, and it was like, in order to win this election, Biden got to forgive everybody's college debt like tomorrow. He's got to do something extreme to pull this out the bag.
I saw there was some talks that Biden was like going to put like a national 5% cap on like rent raising, and I was like, that's cool and all. Not going to do it for you, fortunately,
That's not
bud.
enough. Yeah, I was like, way too little, way too late, big dog.
What's unfortunate is like it seems like a lot of the talk of getting him out of the race is now not a thing because of the whole assassination thing. Like I think everybody just wants to come together, and I was like, guys are
Getting
just
him out of the race this late wouldn't have like. I think it's just too late. If this was like a year ago, maybe. Like the election 3 months away, and then who's the backup going to be? Kamala? We wasn't voting for her. Come on, man. We're in the same boat. We're gonna have to take this lump, eat our L, deal with Trump's bullshit for 4 years, deal with the horrible people that support Trump who are now gonna like, oh my gosh. And in 5 years, we gotta have our guy ready to go. What the Democratic Party needs to do for the next 4 years is pump out the absolute best candidate they can find. And that candidate needs to lean social. And that's probably their best bet with this generation to make moves, or else we're gonna see like a Trump adjacent nigga up next for the
But the thing
Republicans.
is, the repercussions of Trump aren't just 4 years long. Like all the people that he appointed,
Supreme
yeah,
Court's already fucking us.
and the old ones are
Yeah,
just going to retire, so he can replace younger ones that'll be in there for way longer. So it's not just like 4 years of repercussions. It's like a really, really, really long time.
yeah, but that's like a double-edged sword. That goes both ways for either party for real. And I'm not a
Yeah.
party type nigga. Both of them niggas suck for real. Neither of them
Oh
is
yeah.
really
Not
helping me. I'll vote for the lesser of two
exactly. Yeah.
evils. But I think this, if anything, this election alone should show you that this like bipartisan party shit don't work. Like the two of them, both of them terrible options, and those are the only options we have. By 2028, niggas need to be pushing for like more options
Yeah.
on that table. It won't happen, but like our best bet was what, an 82-year-old versus 78-year-old, a 78-year-old criminal and an 82-year-old who like is incompetent. This is crazy.
And also, the president, when we were all born, is younger than the two presidential candidates this year. That was president like 30 years ago, is still younger than the two we have now. Like,
I'm not surprised.
Just think, could have had
I
Bernie
know.
Sanders at one point. That'd been cool.
We could have. I've heard Bernie
Some are
talk
saying
in
blaming
interviews.
Obama for supporting Biden.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I'll gladly blame Obama because I didn't like Obama to begin with. I've heard Bernie talk in a lot of interviews, and he definitely sounds way more competent than Biden does right
How
now.
old
So
is Bernie?
all of that he's too old was like nonsense.
He's 82.
I was about to say I think that he's like the same age range as Biden,
He's
Yeah.
a year older than Biden.
which is what made it weird that we were saying he was way too old, but like Biden was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bernie's got a young spirit. He's just vibing. Dude's just
Yeah.
living his life.
Mm.
Well, that's it for politics talk. Let's get into something a little bit lighter. I saw a tweet thread I'm going to read you guys real quick about we need to stop unlearning things. Okay.
Hmm.
This is notes from therapy. I mentioned that I'm trying to unlearn the habits and behaviors that become with being the oldest daughter. My therapist. Unlearned, you say. Tell me how you can unlearn how to drive a car. You can't decide to no longer drive, but the skills can't, or you can decide to no longer drive, but the skills can't be unlearned. It's the same with the neurological pathways that were created that enable you to handle the responsibilities heaped upon you decades ago. My therapist. So we have to change the approach and create a new pathway. That way you can choose the path instead of spending your time trying to unlearn hard coded behaviors that would help you focus as we continue to work on your childhood wounds. So I think that's actually pretty like just interesting because I think a lot of people are just like trying to unlearn whatever behaviors or things that have like happened to them instead of just trying to create new ways about approaching these things.
I think that therapist sucks. Um, she sounds like the type of person who would correct you for using the wrong your. Like if you're saying you are and you put like YOUR instead, she seems like the type of person that would like correct you for that in a text thread. To me, it's like tomato tomato. I think she's taking it a little too literal because I think when people say they're trying to unlearn something, part of the like unlearning is them learning like a new way
Yeah,
to do it and kind of just like going away from the old version. I don't think anybody is like actively trying to completely forget how they learned how to do something. They're just trying to learn a new way and maybe not think about the old way. So she sounds like she sounds like a real fun time for
yeah,
sure.
because it's not like you can go back and change it. All you can do is like move forward and do it differently. Either way. So
When I was telling this to Anna, she was like, I'm not trying to like be that guy, but like this is the same thing that dog trainers use for dogs. And I was like, huh, you know what I wouldn't want to be told is that my therapist is using dog training techniques on me to like relearn instead of like, when like instead of dogs jumping and barking at people when they come into your door, you train your dog to like hold a toy to give to somebody. Like I was like, I don't want that to like it makes sense, but I don't want to be a dog. Don't make me a
Damn.
dog.
You know what? You're right. The problem is, I think that's the like pattern changing in itself. Like, since you can't unlearn anything, you're really just learning something new to replace that at all times when you're trying to change something.
Hmm.
So yeah, that therapist really thought she was like hitting something deep, and it's like, no, nigga, like if you dumb this down to like the kindergartner's intake, like this is what everybody already knows. Fire that
Yeah.
therapist. She is not helping you, shorty.
I do think we should cancel the unlearn though. Just why are we saying unlearn? I feel like that's just like counterintuitive. I don't like it.
Because it's shorter than saying learn something new.
Me reprogramming my brain instead of saying
Yeah,
that. I'm unlearning things instead.
that way's. Mm. And there's probably some like, damn, this is gonna be way deeper than anything that therapist said. There's probably something like on a deeper level, healing wise, that comes from you telling yourself you're unlearning the trauma you went through versus like learning something new to replace it. Because unlearning it makes it seem like this is no longer part of you and you're moving on. Whereas just learning another way makes it sound like, I'm just like compartmentalizing this and doing something different for now. I'm better than her therapist or his therapist, hands down.
Damn. Maybe you should start a little side business. You just give some like 5 minute therapy.
When I was in sixth grade, my like end of the year superlative was to be a therapist or a sports commentator.
uh-huh.
Didn't
Look
end
at
up doing
here.
anything.
You're working in logistics. They didn't get you pegged. Couldn't peg you
Yeah,
down.
I was gonna say they was dead wrong.
Uh, um, I'm gonna switch this, and then we're gonna go. So, what are some of your core memories? What were you thinking about today? Why are we having a deep therapist
No, I
episode to
had this
start
on the
this fucking
list for a
cast?
Rick. I was watching something, and Buddy was. I was watching something, and Buddy was talking about who is this? Oh, brother. I was I was watching something, and Buddy was talking about like just what his core memory was, and like the happiest times of his life, the saddest times of his life, and he was like 30 something, like young 30s, and he was like, if you talk to people about like their core memories, there are like 4 or 5 things that like everybody remembers. And he was like, some are happy, some are sad, but that's gonna like tell you where that person is in their stage of life. And I felt like when I was thinking about it, almost all of my core memories are like pretty goaded.
Oh, okay. Give us some.
if you can.
Yeah, I
Okay,
don't know if
okay.
you really got him core. Are you locked in?
OBX with Kevin for when we were trying to go to what the fuck is it called? The crab place.
Captain George's?
Captain George's. That's a core memory. Every time I think about that, I laugh. Like I could be sitting at my desk and somebody could walk in and be like, "Why are you like smiling?" And I'm just thinking of how wild of a night that was. Like for
That
real.
was an incredible time.
Core memory. I hate to give candidates any clout. Getting fired for taking niggas on the roof in Boston, only to not actually get fired. Like what? That's goaded. When I was in like second grade, we would like you could eat breakfast at school, and the junks had like little like mazes and shit on the back of the cereal. I was selling them for like 50 cents, coming up on niggas like money for ice cream and cookies. My older brother put
What?
me on. I then got in trouble, and she made me give him back the money at like the end of the week. But that's the core memory. I was hustling in second grade
That's
Why were people buying that?
because it was like kindergarten. It was like second grade. Like I had it, they did it. They thought that shit was cool. Pretty goated memory. Mm,
I used to
living,
sell
man.
in like fourth grade. Do you remember those like plastic like keychains and stuff where it was like two different plastic wires and you had to like braid them together and it was like a tower? So for some reason I was like really
Yeah.
quick at that, and for a long time I sold those for like $1 a piece. Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Hey, you gotta
Yeah.
make your coin.
Not sure what I was
Hmm.
using that money for, but it was fun. No, one of my core memories is also Canadensis, and it is going to be the first off day 2016 at the cabin where the porch fell through, and just like how absolutely wild that night was. Like, I think about it at least, once a month.
No,
Yeah,
that was actually crazy.
it was wild.
Mhm. I always got screwed on. I feel like my first year had terrible off
What day
day.
was it?
Couldn't even tell you. That bad. Not a core
Damn.
memory.
That shit was wild.
Yeah, I mean, Ezra had Fridays, I think. Or
Yeah, it
nuts,
was
yeah.
something like that.
I had Fridays
Pretty
both
goated.
years, actually.
Hmm. Core memory. I think I was in like fourth or fifth grade. Flag football team and undefeated. They changed the rules after that because no one had ever done it before. No big deal.
Oh man.
Core memory. Getting like a $40 pitcher at at the poorhouse when I had no
Yeah,
money and just being like, "Fuck! You could have told me this beforehand."
that was wild.
Core memory. Also, now that you brought it up, just Kevin in Nag's head was just
Yeah, that was
all
goated.
time,
That lives in my head
all
rent
time.
free. That absolutely lives in my head rent
He
free.
tried to drive there. I think he got there and then was like, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I still couldn't eat and had to drive back. Insane.
That was the boys' trip, wasn't it?
Um, yeah.
Yeah.
Core memory, engagement season, core memory, college football 25 came out today.
Jeez, that one's undefeated. Thinking about
Do
getting
you
a
have any
second team.
negative core memories that you have? If you don't want to share them,
Oh,
I remember
absolutely.
one of my first memories when I was in like really young at like some daycare. I just remember falling forward and I have like a little bump in my head because like a rock got stuck in it and they had to like take me to the
Oh,
ER to get it
God.
removed. Yeah. I just remember walking and
A really painful one of mine was the first time I
Yeah.
had kidney stones, and I actually thought I was going to die.
oh.
Like I thought, like just leave me there. I'm not surviving this. It was so bad. Ugh.
Mm-mm.
I was playing basketball in the house with my cousins and a couple of my brothers. Well, I wasn't actually playing basketball. I was throwing the basketball. They were dribbling it. And the picture frame broke. And all four of us got beat when I was like 7 or 8 because nobody would say who broke the picture frame. when we all to this day know who broke the picture frame. So that's definitely a core memory, getting beat because a nigga wouldn't own up to his like actions. Which never made any sense because it's like you're gonna get beat regardless. Like it's just 4 beatings getting passed out. Like all you do is do the honorable thing and take this beating by yourself since you were the one who did this. Like what do you
So we,
gain for all of us
Take the
getting beat?
L.
you guys played as a group. You got to get beat as a group.
Hell no.
Oh, another one is a bad one is tearing my ACL because I was like doing a tumbling pass,
Ooh.
and I just remember the snap of it and like the sound like echoed through the little place that I was tumbling at. I'll never forget that either. It hurt so bad.
Ooh. I remember breaking my big toe. It's the only thing I've ever broken.
How'd you break it?
I was gonna say, I think I broke or like was in so
Hit
much
some
pain.
other guy's like inside of his foot when I was playing like
Ooh.
a soccer thing. Yeah.
I think I had so many breaks or pulls or tears that like the pain don't really be core memories for me.
Well, that one was just big because I was about to
Damn.
get my either permit or license, and it was my right knee. So I was like so pissed that I like broke my leg, couldn't drive. It was like my first ever injury. It was horrible.
Oh, actually, when I had that like back jump, that shit was terrible.
I do remember when you had your back issues.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Damn. Shout out to the core memories. Might make that question a week. What are your core
Do we
memories?
have any core memories that we all share? For us, yeah. Okay,
I
go.
have
Go.
It was that last night, second year at camp, when we got Ezra on odds to get the mini Heineken thing. He finished that fifth of tequila. You went outside at some point. Yeah.
Oh, I smoked Seagull.
Yep.
How do you even remember that you smoked Seagull? You finished the bottle at that point.
I just know that like that's what I remember, like letting him know that I smoked.
I just remember we all left camp and we were all like heartbroken as fuck. We went and got alcohol and went to the hotel, and we just like never stopped drinking for like 6+ hours. And for some reason, at some point, I was in the parking lot smoking with that Devin guy.
Yep.
And then we all woke up, and it was just horrible. Horrible.
What a time to be alive.
Different one when we went down to Kentucky. One of the nights when we came back, and then we broke those mini pumpkins in front of your house, and then your neighbor cleaned them up and said, "I don't know who would do such a thing."
Yep. She was so distraught that somebody broke my pumpkins. That was so funny.
My biggest, oh my god, we definitely have one. It's not even like us, it's us adjacent. It was Charlotte when you brought your friend down that time.
Yeah.
And I just remember sitting at the table when Shorty was talking about how like the Divine Nine begged her to join. That like lives in my head rent free too when I see Greek niggas.
Oh,
I actually think about that shit
I have
all
not
the time.
spoken or seen her since.
That's insane. I also cannot find like I live here and I'm around Charlotte all the time. I couldn't even start to tell you the direction that house was in. It doesn't make sense because I live next to the airport. That place was next to the airport. I kind of remember things that were around it, but I have no clue like what part of Charlotte
that was one of those instances where I was like, "Oh, I'll bring my drinking friend, and then like it'll be fine because it's a drinking vacation." And I really thought it was going to go a lot differently than it did. But I mean, like even that one night where she went to bed and I just stayed in the hot tub, I was like, she can do whatever the fuck she wants. I'm gonna have a good time. It just the vibe was not matched at all.
Hey, we all been there. Phoebe been there because the first time she brought her nigga, it was up. The second time, what the fuck is going on?
Who booked that Airbnb? You could probably find it on your Airbnb.
I did, but I can't find it for like nothing for some reason.
Unless somebody bought
Interesting.
Maybe I gotta like dive deeper. It might not
Because
be
I'm looking at
anywhere.
my Airbnb, and I have we went to Fredericksburg, and then both times we went to Philly for New Year's, and then for my
Oh
birthday.
God!
What'd you
Wait,
go to
your
see?
birthday was good too when when Anna slapped you. Oh,
Anna
I
slapped
don't
me. Anna
remember that, but I
slapped
do
me.
remember Anna's funnel.
holy shit! The 23 funnels ending in death. Oh God! Oh
Uh,
God!
That was a good time.
Wow!
when Rick and shoelace broke in Philly because it was so cold
Shit!
for New Year's.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
those were a
crazy.
good trip.
Yeah,
What the
if you
fuck?
go look on your trips, it just has like all the history of where you've been. So if you booked it, it should probably be on there.
I'm trying. They won't send me my code so I can log in. Oh, there we go.
Uh, damn. Yeah, we got to get these trips going. Next one's got to be. I mean, probably next one
Yeah,
will be your wedding.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be a movie. No, don't notify me.
I'm very excited for it.
Damn.
Will it be cold
Yeah,
up there during that time? I assume
it's,
so.
nah, it's Virginia. It's like probably gonna be like
Okay.
70 for real.
Not
In
70.
November?
It's gonna be like 70. Let me see what it was last year on November 9th. It was probably like 75. November 9th, 2023, Fredericksburg,
What?
VA temperature.
Wait, but you're not even getting married in Fredericksburg.
I'm
Just
getting
put that
married
out there.
like
Adjacent.
15 miles outside Fredericksburg. It was 82 degrees on November 9th,
Jesus
2023
Christ.
in Fredericksburg.
Okay.
That would be incredible.
No, that would. I actually want it to be a little chillier than that.
Yeah,
Like,
I'd
give me in
fucking
the
That'd be
hope
great,
so.
60s.
actually.
Yeah. Where did you go to see this?
It
Give
was
me the
just on
first
like
one.
your trips.
What the oh, trips. All right, I'll look into this. Oh, wait a second. It is here. Yeah, but it doesn't show the address. It just shows like the house.
Yeah, but you could use like the street locations to like if you zoom out,
I'll
it'll
look into
tell
that.
you. Because
Cause
like I'm
like,
looking at the one we stayed at, it was like in Fredericksburg. It was like on Colleen's Way.
yeah, that was such a regular house from like the front, but like once you got in, that shit
Yeah.
is goaded. Okay, I'm
Yeah. All right, let's get back on top.
yeah.
We
What's
got
going
way
on?
off topic here. How long is too long for one significant other to tell the other they love them without the other partner saying back?
I feel like you all got this one because I got nothing to say.
I would assume this more like the first time you say it. Like whoever says it first, how long after that do you need to say it back?
Yeah, because they're gonna still be saying it after they say it once.
I
I'd
think
probably
like
say I don't have a firm answer yet.
I was gonna say maybe like 2 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
Because I feel like you would be offended after if it hit like two. Like that's probably even pushing it. But like if you kept saying it for 2 weeks, oh, am I gonna lose power?
Oh God, are you
Jesus
good?
Christ. I don't know. We'll see. We're just gonna rock as we go. Yeah, I would say if it was going on for 2 weeks and you weren't hearing anything, I would be concerned. I'd be like, this feels very weird.
I was gonna say 3 months.
3 months?
Because what's your alternative? If you love this person, you're not like leaving them at 2 weeks because they didn't say it back. So at like 3 months, maybe like you got to draw your line in the sand. Like I've been repetitively telling you where I stand, and it don't seem like we're on the same page. Like where is this going?
3 months is too long.
2 weeks feels too soon.
That might be. I mean, but like, think about it. If you were telling your partner every day, "I love you," and they're like, "Cool, thanks," you'd be like, "Fuck me!" Like,
No, that's when
what
they
am I
hit you with
supposed to do here?
they hit you with I like you. Like come on.
I like you.
That was going to be my
I
next
like
question.
you.
Like, if somebody says "I love you," what's the appropriate response if you don't say it back?
You got it, dude. Just Bring out the full
What?
house.
No, that's pretty big. Maybe
I
like
think
act
it's
like you didn't hear them, ignore them.
Oh God, that's so much worse.
Like
like
every time they like feel like they're gonna say it, just like cut them off.
Oh gosh. I think that's worse than not saying it back and waiting 3 months.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
like, I love you. Like, what? What's that? Huh?
Did you say something?
Stop being silly. Maybe I could come down to like 2.5 months, but that's probably the most I could go.
There's no
10,
way
10
you
weeks.
could tell Mariah every day, I love you, and her not say it back, and you would be
For two
fine
and a
with
half
it.
months.
Yeah.
I might have been able to, but I wasn't gonna be the first person to say it probably either.
I feel like the max someone could probably go without losing their mind is a month, and that's a long time.
Maybe like 3 to 6 months.
What
If
are we
if you never say it again, like you say it, they don't say it back, so now you're like in limbo waiting for them to say it before you re-say it.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying with that.
That might
I
extend
see what you're
it.
saying with that because, like, if you're not getting it back, if I were to say I love you and then nobody said it back to me, I wouldn't be saying I love you every single day or anything like that. I would probably just let it
Yeah.
rock, like, oh, it's out there, you know. But after that, I mean, at a certain point, you just have to have a conversation. Like, do you even think that you could be in love with me? Are you even headed in that direction? Like, what's your thoughts? I would need like a vibe check almost. Like, where are you standing before I was like allowing 3 months worth of nothing.
Yeah, we're cool. We're hanging out still. That's a solid vibe right there. Like, don't ruin the vibe. We're vibing right now. Don't
Why'd you
ruin the
say that?
vibe.
That's throwing it off.
Yeah, no, like you might have to gaslight her for that or him. Like the person who love bombed and it's too soon and you're not even love bombed. The person expressing their feelings like that, like you might have to gaslight them for like ruining a good
The
thing.
last person that told me they were in love with me, it was a week in, 1 week in.
Yeah,
I
that's
literally said,
way too early.
"What? What do you mean?" And he was in fact
Yeah,
love bombing
in
me.
that
So
sense,
I was gonna say that
you
might just be
could
love
do
bombing.
three
yeah,
to
he was
six
in fact love
months
bombing me. So
straight.
all good.
I
I
wonder
think it
if that
also probably
works for
depends
him.
on the dynamic that you have. Because if you're not seeing them like every day, or maybe like you talk, maybe it's just like, you see them, you talk, like you can kind of get away with spacing that out in a longer period where it can go a month, 2 months, 3 months without being
But
brought
if
up
you
again.
live together,
If it's long distance, you might be able to push it to a year.
Bro, if you live together in two
yeah, that's
weeks, maybe a week, you're on
You
your
live
way.
together, maybe don't live together until
that
y'all
part.
love each
That
other.
part.
That this might be
Probably
the
That
day
fair.
part
of
as
stuff.
well. Yeah.
Ooh, all right. One of my favorite questions that we've had in a little while. If you could choose one movie as a mandatory watch for every 18-year-old, or I guess we'll just say high school student, maybe keep it like that. You got to see it by the time you graduate high school at some point. What would it be?
Hands down, Boys in the Hood. I just feel like there was too many gems in there to not watch. The way he stood up for his son, the way he was a father even at a young age, the way he had to like set the tone. You can't be running the streets in my house. Like the other niggas on this street don't got dads, you do. So there's shit you gonna have to do that they don't. The army is not a place for a black man. Come on, like the gems. The way like his friend group was like real life, like it had niggas who sucked, like niggas in and out of jail. It had an athlete. It had him who was good at school. Like that's your real friend group and like just regular circles. And not all of you gonna make it. I feel like what one of them made it. So like I think that was like very telling. One ended up handicapped. One dies. One's back in jail. One makes it out of that whole friend group. So I think that just like really sums up like life as a young man, low key.
Do you have an issue with it being rated R?
Nah, it's probably rated R for good reason. Like, there's killings, there's sex scenes. It's probably
So
got to be
would you
rated
be
R.
able to show it to high school students? Gotta bring it up. We can't even have certain books nowadays.
Yeah, I'm showing it to high school students. They need that real and that raw.
That real and that raw.
I think my movie would be. It's called The Spectacular Now. It's like a coming of age movie between like a little high school couple and like trying to decide what to do with their life outside of high school, if they want to be together, blah blah blah. Because I feel like that's a lot of um, everybody kind of goes through that kind of situation at some point. So it's with Miles Teller and what's her name, Shailene Woodley. Yeah,
Shin
that's a really
Woodley?
good
Yeah.
movie.
Have not seen this. I haven't
It's
even
very
heard of
good.
this.
I had a Miles Teller
Mm,
phase where I
yeah.
watched every single thing in his repertoire. That's a pretty good one.
I went with a safe option. You could always just go with Forrest Gump. Classic movie. Can definitely show kids. Could go a little darker and go Schindler's List if you really want to get into it. Don't forget history, you're doomed to repeat it.
What?
Oh, I've seen that. I like that guy.
Just two different spectrums you could go with.
Wait, what movies did you say? I was looking at the
I said
spectacular now.
either Forrest Gump or Schindler's List.
Haven't seen Schindler's List nor Forrest Gump.
You've
Really?
never seen Forrest Gump?
Oh,
Mm-mm. Look kind of trash
it's
from the
so good.
commercials.
The commercials. Because as we know, we always see those Forrest Gump commercials on TV.
Not like every time I've seen the previews, I'm like, this shit looks
Oh, it's so
trash.
good.
But I might have to,
I think
I might
it
have to check it out.
came
I got a
out
couple of
in
things I gotta watch.
1994.
Yeah,
Forrest
I'm
Did
Gump,
really
it?
smoking that.
1994.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is your guess on day and month?
Um, I'll say,
Let's give it
yeah, I
spring.
was gonna say May.
May what?
May 13th, 1994.
You were close. July 6th.
Oh,
Not too far off.
It's actually
I
not too
mean,
far off.
definitely better than you being like October 17th.
huh.
You're like,
Mm.
well, there's some change.
Do we have like honorable mentions? Because I did have a couple of honorable mentions. At least one for some.
Definitely.
Neighbors 2. And here's why. Neighbors 2, and here's why. Because I feel like you're in high school, depending on who you were in high school, you might really be the top dog. You might really think like you're him. Neighbors 2 shows you like the downfall of a nigga who had it all just off of being like popular and fun, and then has to like wake up and like realize he's like in the real world now. Like nobody cares about the frat star that you was. That's like the shit you was at high school does not matter to niggas in the real world. I think Neighbors 2, it's like got some comedy. It's got a decent little ending. You see his friends who are successful after college, and it's like, nigga, what did you do when you was here? Nigga, I just partied. What did you study? And the other niggas had like real majors and went to class. So I definitely think Neighbors 2 like portrays coming into adulthood.
Do we think that Talladega Nights could also be in the same realm of
What are
coming
we
to
doing?
adulthood?
Talladega
What
Nights
are we
was
doing?
goaded. I'm not gonna lie.
There was a real big growth in his story.
It was. He had to humble himself.
Came back around.
Movies you have to see by
We learned some.
18.
Yes. Sometimes your dad isn't shit, and that's okay.
I was gonna have an honorable mention, but it's a TV show. Um,
Okay, I like that.
it's gonna be One Tree Hill. It's
Oh,
gonna be One Tree
absolutely.
Hill.
Ooh,
It hits like literally any topic you could possibly think of on like at some point in the show, and it goes into adulthood and all that stuff. It's such a good show. I would definitely say that's a good one.
I'd agree. I would say if I was going TV shows, I'd definitely say What You Heard Friday Night
Yeah.
Lights. They're pretty like synonymous, different like eras or parts of the world, country. But yeah, it's gonna show you everything you need to know. And it's kind of the same concept of like You see niggas who not popular like make it. You see niggas who like ran the world who are like, nigga, what are you gonna do after like high
Yeah.
school sports? Bum ass nigga.
I have yet to watch One Tree Hill
I
or
feel like you
Friday Night
love One
Lights.
Tree
That's
Hill.
crazy.
I really do.
How do you think I could sell Friday Night Lights to Anna because she's not going to watch it because it's sports related?
Nah, it's not even
Yeah, no.
sports related. For both of those, for One Tree Hill and Friday Night Lights, it might be like 15%
Yeah.
sports, 85% like high school dynamics, and then like post high school dynamics, like just
Yeah, the
social.
sports part is more of
Hmm.
like how people are connected rather than it being sports based.
Got
Yeah.
it. It's just the group.
Damn, you know what? Fuck that. I love One Tree Hill and I love Friday Night Lights. Probably two of my top 5 shows ever. If I'm picking a show, it's Degrassi. These
God.
niggas gotta
Mhm.
see Degrassi. They gotta watch a nigga walk in their school and shoot Jimmy. They
What
got to.
about Skins instead?
I never seen that.
You never watched Skins?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's like the UK version of it, but it was like actually they deal with like realer stuff because the UK just does things better.
Realer than shooting Jimmy. Realer than
Yeah.
Paige being gay, straight, gay, an addict. I don't know how she was on that show for like every season ever made. Like she really had to like probably have been fucking the producers, and I feel bad to
Or
say it.
JT using the penis pump. Um,
Oh yeah,
I'm trying
goaded.
to think. Something happened with Mandy and like nudes or something. Um,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I rewatched Degrassi like 4 or 5 years ago when I was in Mansfield, so much more of it came back to me because I was watching it as a kid and my mom wasn't really
same.
letting us watch it. So I probably missed 3 or 4 episodes here and there and had to piece it together. Catching all of it, I was like, God
Yeah.
dang, this is goaded. There's no way they could play Degrassi now. Like that
I
shit would have
remember
been
one of the
canceled.
first times I ever got grounded was I was sneaking watching Degrassi on my TV in my room. I was probably in like 5th grade, maybe. But I was like so excited that there was a character named Paige, I would like sneak and watch it. Turns out she's nuts. So
Yeah, she's like
yeah,
actually.
she's a terrible character.
Degrassi
Bro, they
was
had
so crazy.
13
Oh yeah,
seasons of
so good.
this?
No, I'm gonna count the like watered down
Yeah.
versions probably. Because once it got to the
No, this
end,
is
it
just
got
a.
weird.
Well, there's Degrassi. You have Degrassi High, Degrassi Junior High, the kids of Degrassi Street, Degrassi Next Class. What was
Yeah, they just kept
Degrassi Street?
running it. At one point, it went from like real, raw, gritty to like teen, like lame type
It's
shit.
kind of like I know neither of you have ever watched this and never will, and that's totally fine. But when I was in high school, I loved Glee. Loved Glee.
Hmm.
And
Oh, I ain't seen it.
I've rewatched it recently, and if that had come out now, there's no shot it would have lasted past one season. It was so violently offensive in so many ways. And I feel like that's the same with Degrassi. It's just like way too real and too like things that would actually happen. I don't think it would fly nowadays either. But oh well.
Mm-mm.
Yo, they was low key showing like a lot of school
Yeah.
shootings back then for real. Cause Degrassi had school shootings. Fucking One Tree Hill had
Yep.
school shootings.
Yep.
Still having them today.
Yeah, it's
Did
kind
you
of
all watch that
crazy.
Mila Kunis movie about the school shooting on Netflix? It was
No,
like
I don't even know who that is.
she's an adult in the film, but I think it like if I remember correctly, it goes back to when she was a child and she's like doing an interview about the school shooting she was involved in, and like it's kind of like documentary style, but also like flashbacks. Woof, that was one of the most graphic movies I have ever seen. It was very very intense. Mhm.
Luckiest Girl Alive? Is that it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I watched that when it
Okay.
came out, and I had no idea what it was about. I was just like, "Oh yeah, my like Mila Kunis is cool," so I watched it. And I was like, "Ugh, "Oh God,
Like I said, you said Mila Kunis movie. I was like, Forgetting
oh
Sarah Marshall? Classic.
that is a
Everybody
good
should
one."
watch that. All right. Any other honorable mentions before we get into the top 5?
No, I think I'm good. Oh.
All right. Before we get into our next topic, we wanted to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of this week's episode, Zencastr. When we first started recording PorchTlk, we were using whatever rinky-dink setup we could, but we realized we needed to step our game up to a legit setup, and that's where Zencastr came in. It's now super easy to record a podcast with Zencastr. Log into your browser and start recording a high-quality podcast right away. Record studio-quality sound and up to 4K video with your guest. Feel a sense of zen knowing Zencastr's multi-layered backups ensure you always have your recordings in the highest quality, even if the connection is unstable. Trust me, I know. If you have thought about podcasting before and realized that you need a lot of different tools and services, those days are over. With Zencastr's all-in-one podcasting platform, you can create your podcast all in one place and distribute it to Spotify, Apple, and other major destinations. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use our code PorchTlk and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. We want you to have the same easy experience we do for all our podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story, and honestly, they have a free plan too if you need it. Just as good. Shout out to Zencastr, and let's get back to the episode. This week's top 5. Oh, I keep forgetting. We got to run polls on this shit. All right, whatever. This week's top 5. Top 5 questions to ask before getting into a relationship.
All right, I'm ready. 1, what is their ambition? Got to make sure they've got some ambition. 2, finances. Got to know what type of money they make. 3, kids. If you don't want kids, they do want kids.
Yep.
Never gonna work. 4, where they want to live. Doesn't seem like a big deal, but if you guys want to live in completely different areas, it's going to eventually lead to resentment. 5, what is their
Yep.
family dynamic? Because how they treat their family, they're going to eventually treat you.
For finances, are you literally just saying like how much money you make? Like how are you phrasing that?
How much money you make, how much you save, what you prioritize when it comes to spending money. If you're a vacation person, if you're, I want to save for my first house, I want to save for my wedding, just like finances in general.
All right. So what do your finances look like?
Yeah.
Yeah, my list also included, like, it's always going to be the first question for me is kids. If you want them, if that's something you would ever compromise on, if it's, just their current standing on that. Another one is the type of relationship they prefer, because not everybody always prefers like a monogamous relationship. And if that's something you want long term, short term, like how open they are to being open is kind of important to me.
Mhm.
Oh, what was the other one? Damn, I forgot.
Does this mean, Paige, you're open to open
I mean, I've been in
relationships?
one, technically. Did it last? No, but it wasn't because it was an open relationship. Because it has a lot to do with um, like people's emotional attachment to being physical or not. If you don't get really emotionally attached, then it's not really like a big deal. But if you're somebody that gets very emotionally attached to intimacy and being physical, it's like not something you should ever do. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The other one, family dynamic. Like, are you super close to your family? Do you spend a lot of time with them? Um, just because how much time they spend with their family is pretty much how your future is going to be. Um, for me, is another one is like the type of pets they either have or want. Like, I'm not really like a huge dog person. Especially like really big dogs. My family has a lot of big dogs, but I have a cat, so that's just kind of something to be spoken about. Um, yeah, like goals and ambitions, like what's your long-term goals? How do you see like what your future is going to look like, that type of thing, and if they aren't working towards it or why, that kind of thing. um I don't think of what else. Oh, that was
That's
5.
5.
Okay, perfect.
Gotcha. All right. My number 1, what are your deal breakers? I feel like that's just good to get that kind of out the way. Number 2, what are some of your ideals? So I think you can cover a lot with like politics, if you're
Oh,
religious, kind
yeah.
of stuff like that. 3, I think it's already said before, what are you looking for in a relationship? I think that is very important because if someone's looking for something casual, it's not really
Yeah.
even a relationship to begin with. Number 4 also was said, what are your goals in life? Simple. And number 5, what is your love language?
Oh
Can't go
yeah,
wrong with that.
that one's good, especially right from the jump. That way you know what you need to do or don't do, or all that.
Yeah.
That's pretty solid.
Honorable mention, when was the last time you've been
Oh,
tested? I feel like that's always a good one to ask.
another honorable mention is I always ask how your last relationship ended and how long it was, and why. Like, was it amicable? Did something really bad happen? And then if they were in a long-term relationship, that means they're capable of it, etc.
Do people still care about body
No.
counts in today's day and age?
Hell no. Do people
I think
ever
it
care?
is.
I'm
It's
sure
a mess.
somebody
Like,
did.
as a girl, it is such a massive red flag when somebody even asks. Because I would never even think
Mm.
about asking a guy that. Like, I would never. That's none of my business. As long as you are clean, I don't really give a shit.
That's why we gotta ask if you've been
Exactly. Yeah,
tested recently.
that's a good one.
You know?
As you got any honorables?
Nah, I put all my photos into my 5.
Gotcha. All right, real quick one. Post topics for everyone's only talk. We gotta stop with this whole everybody's on a little bride, like a little bachelorette party. Here's the Venmo. Send some money for the bride. Can we stop this? Why are you asking people for
Oh,
money on
that's my
social
favorite
media?
fucking thing in the entire world. That's my favorite thing.
I actually love it. Yeah, I love it. I'm always here for a good time. Depending on the person, you might get $1 or 2 out of me
Yeah.
for a good time. I think with our all the money sending services we have, it's easy to send somebody $10, $20 to help them have a good time, especially when you're not part of it. Yeah, I'll let you hold $10. Get a shot on me.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm here for it. I want it to stay.
I'm big on it, especially for my birthday. Like, I don't really bachelorette parties. The ones I've been on where I've done that, we haven't really gotten much money. But anytime I've done a birthday
Mm.
post, like my friends that I'm with have done a birthday post, like upwards of $250, $300 every single time. And it's just I mean, just like Ezra said, like they just want to buy you a shot or buy you a drink or blah blah blah. It's great. I love it.
Hmm. All right, I'm gonna post this on my birthday in like 2 weeks, and I'll tell you how many dollars I don't get because no one will send me any money.
I gotta say, what Mariah's going to her bachelorette party in the first week of August, so that's a big money spending week. Maybe she makes over 500.
Where is she going for hers? Nice.
Savannah.
Nice.
Savannah.
Yeah, Savannah's pretty solid.
Mm-mm. Well, I guess I'm the outlier in this, but I'm tired of seeing people. I'm just like, why are you like who's sending you money? No one's sending you money. Why are you
People are
asking for
saving money.
money?
That's the problem.
I
You
don't
would be
think so.
surprised the people that come out of the woodwork. It's
Some people
Mm-mm.
even send just from
yeah,
seeing it on your car
absolutely.
because it's they're having a good time. $10 isn't gonna hurt me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to just put that in the back of my car. Just be driving around day
Do
in
it.
day out trying to get some money.
You might come up with some money every once in a while, low key.
That'd be kind of crazy.
Rent is due and just like your Venmo.
Yeah, just do please Venmo at. God. All right, let's wrap this up. Do some music and TV recommendations.
TV wise, big on that song "Tough" by Quavo and Lana Del Rey. I'm big on Lana Del Rey lately. She's been
That
kind of
is
doing it.
so random.
Um,
I'm sorry. That is so random. Okay.
she used to be my shorty back in the day for real. I used to really listen to
That
her
is the
shit.
most random person I
Um,
have ever heard you recommend. Okay.
TV wise, fuck man, most of our shows are over. We're really just watching two things. Um, I watch Swamp Loggers on my own still, so I say put on Swamp Loggers.
Swamp loggers?
Yeah, it's really just niggas loggings in the swamps of North Carolina.
The fuck are these shows? Is Love Island
Almost.
over?
No, it's still on, but I feel like I've said Love Island too many
It's
times.
over. Sunday. Yeah, the
Oh, really?
finale's on the 21st.
That feels
Yeah,
fast.
Yeah, it was very fast. It was only 6 weeks rather than the normal 8.
Damn, we don't even have any boyfriend or
I
girlfriends yet.
know,
What
it's
the fuck?
sickening.
They
why
might
they
as
do
well
it so
give the money
short
to.
then?
They might as well give the money to nobody.
I think whoever wins,
Hmm.
unless it's like one couple I'm thinking of, which is going to be. Actually, I'm going to take that back. I feel like there's a large chance of whoever wins, like they'll both take the money instead of, or like they'll split it or whatever instead of, or like one person will take all of it. I don't think it'll be like love based like they try to make it most of the time.
All of these couples.
Yeah, they're real bad. My music, one of my favorite bands, The Main, just put out a new song called Touch. I was listening to that on repeat a couple times at the gym earlier. That's pretty good. For TV, I'm back on Below Deck Med. Currently watching season 7, I think, and it's so messy. It's so messy and it's so good.
All these fucking shows you guys
Reality
watch.
TV is my shit. I love it.
Music wise, I'm gonna go with JD Cliff, Bust Your Head. TV wise, I will not be watching any TV. I will be playing college football 25 until who knows how long. I'm gonna hop off of here and immediately go do so. So that's all the TV that's gonna be watched the rest of the week.
Bro, I took off Thursday and Friday just to play. I
You
just
know
gotta
it
watch
doesn't
the
come out
PS.
till doesn't it come out on Friday?
I thought it came out Thursday.
No, it comes out Friday.
No way. It comes out the 18th. Does it not?
The 19th.
Okay, so I'm gonna spend all Thursday setting it up because I gotta wait for the PS5 to get here.
I was gonna say if you I pre-ordered the stuff and so you could.
I was
play
about to
early.
ask, is that a video game? Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. Back since 2013, first time back.
I'm not gonna
All
lie.
right, we're gonna wrap this thing up. Thank you guys for listening. As always, you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, PorchTlk No A-List review on Apple Podcasts, leave us a review on Spotify. Watch on Spotify, watch on YouTube, share the podcast with a friend. Greatly appreciate you for listening. We'll be back next week. Peace.